Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have any questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached.
Around?
That is one of the ways. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those of you that need instant gratification in this millennial-based world. And of course, the show's Twitter feed is at Skimpod. That's SKIMPOD. For the more patient amongst you, which is none of us, let's be honest, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again, being spelled with a K. We're also available via Apple Podcast, something I've never heard of, Stitcher Radio. Are any of you still using that shit? TuneIn Radio, whatever the fuck that is, I couldn't tell you. Google Play, I've heard of that. I don't use it, but if you do, thank you. Spotify, now that one I use, so find us on there. I know we're on there. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Now I ask that you please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show, because honestly, I don't do that shit. And I need someone to pick up my slack. Now, I hear that there is a group of people here that collectively discuss music, and they provide for you, yes you, a pod called Cast. It's a musical discussion show built on a hip-hop foundation, which seems to be what makes the musical world turn these days, and I hear it's pretty swell. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and your host, Internet's Tasty Tayrel713.
It's a bit of a read as well. Which is why I just like, let me print this one out just in case I want
Do you need me to snap?
We'll just see if I can keep it. Yo, I'm on the PCH, smoking THC with the team. Money be the dream. I take it multicolor, baby. It ain't gotta be green. On the other side of earth with the queen, I'm from Queen shit. 3 different types of forks for a Monday lunch. Tamarind punch, higher than a javelin jump. Italian sluts, my whole battalion is nuts. We rock medallions and such. Don't even step with 6 feet of my presence. Leave you open like the desert, Def Leppard, fresh pepper did I mention. Steer the whip with one arm like Jim Abbott. Chocolate sauce over thin rabbit. If these opportunities arose before, we would have had it. Shorty sniffing haddock in the attic. I've been an addict in these streets, and my pants I even shattered. Then sat in it. Sadly. 2 things about to cop a few rings and eat paper thin slices of blue ling. Shoot eagles at a Jack Nicklaus course. Porsche with the triple exhaust. Seat soft like a midget cough.
Maybe I should have still covered my mouth even though that wasn't a real cough. It's here, baby.
Seat soft like a midget. Midget cough is the title of a song. It's some songs from Action Bronson mixtape days. Michael Vick. Midget cough. Action Jackson. No, Action. What is it called? Action. It's not Action Jackson, but I mean, whatever. That I'm just like, it's why I got into listening to Bronson. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
it was either gonna be that one or it's gonna be Right Lung off of Blue Ship 7000. I get my right lung if I could dunk a basketball just one time, because I really like that song.
Yeah, it was funny when I used to listen to that in the car. My girl was like, "He is very disrespectful." I'm like, okay.
I just think he's very Queens. There's a specific vibe.
No, I take that back. He's very disrespectful to women.
Indeed,
She said.
What it is a very specific vibe from Queens, certain parts of Queens MCs. And I always chuckle at that.
And she even told, it was funny, like one day, I think it was me, her, and Ron in the car. And she was like, "Are you gonna put on that disrespectful rapper while Ron in the car?" I'm like, no, but I can.
I'm sad that is where he stands with her. He is disrespectful.
I mean, I couldn't disagree.
That disrespectful
like,
so-and-so.
It's just like with anything else. It's like when you just listening to it and by yourself, you just vibing out to it.
Yeah.
But when you listening to it in the car with other people, it's like, oh yeah, that was a kind of a harsh jab there.
I remember listening to this song. I love this song, and it was a super sing-songy rapping like when I was in high school, and it was like. Was it Hey DJ, how you play that song? Keep me fucked up all night. Either way, it was something like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm hanging with my dudes, and they was all like, if they listen to hip hop, which a lot of them didn't, it was definitely like more of a vibe, Quest or, you know what I'm saying, Native Tongues type stuff. So a real specific type of hip hop. And so me listening to this old sing-songy, you know what I'm saying, fun guy rap, it got no love. Everybody's just sitting there quiet like, okay, so nobody can just jam to this? This is this little happy-go-lucky song? Well, I like it.
That's always the gamble you play, or you pay, when you're trying to introduce something you love to people who don't know it, and you have that like hopeful look, are they gonna like it as much as I do?
Yeah.
And then you get crickets, you're like, fuck.
It's like, come on, man. This is good shit. Enjoy it.
Yeah, back in the day, like on the school bus, I guess our school bus had a tape player on it.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, the bus driver was cool enough to like every once in I mean, obviously a lot enough to let people bring in your own CDs and stuff. And I remember I made this one mixtape I thought was pretty fire, and like at first it was just like getting crickets, like nobody was
Always getting into it.
yeah. But then I put like the Check Yourself by Ice Cube remix on there, and then I had the whole bus singing, and then like the girl who was sitting next to me was like, "See, now you got the whole bus singing." And I was like, I felt like a real G that day. But then like right after that, you could my editing skills wasn't perfect, and then you could tell I taped it off the radio. And then I was like, you get it off the radio. I was like, yeah.
Like, it's just a source of information, people.
Yeah. Have you got? No, go ahead.
That was always a challenge, knowing when to be by the radio to hit like play and record.
Y'all don't remember that. You're the youngins.
It was just always helpful because we had a like shopping at the Salvation Army and the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Like one, that left you with us with an endless amount of TVs.
Stack
Like
on top of other TVs?
No, just like one TV break. We're going to the Goodwill, baby. Or like we had like a double deck tape player. It was like you can record it and like with yours you can edit it real good. But yeah, I miss those days. Like I was, where was I going? It had to be Sunday night or something, but like it was a number of like those old school fat back TVs on the street the other day. I was just like, I hadn't seen that in a while.
When I was still working at Goodwill, Goodwill got a donation of like hundreds of them because the Browns had taken them all out of the stadium to put in flat screens, and so they had to donate them. So Goodwill got all of them. I remember getting pallets of dusty ass, fat booty TVs that I had to clean and sell. I think we sold them off for like $25 a piece.
Yeah, because I remember like right before flat screens came out.
They had flat glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like those were still heavy as fuck. And I remember my mother's fiance had just bought one of those.
Yeah, it was like a giant projection TV inside of the old fat box. Yeah. I remember having one where it was like a DVD player built into it, and before that they had the VHS. So it was like that was the transition, was old fat booty TV with the rounded screen to flat TV with VHS to flat TV with DVD to now like where we got the skinny backs. I remember my first skinny back. It had like speakers built into it, but they were on the sides, and it had a DVD player in it where like the drawer stopped working after like a couple months.
Yeah, I wish we could play Miss Fat Booty up under this conversation.
Gabe and I, back in the day, we both did a sleep study to get money to buy new TVs. And I got a LCD, flat screen, but she was thick, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how they was when they first came out. But he went to, I want to say H.H. Gregg, when H.H. Gregg was still a thing. And he got, it wasn't HDTV, 1080 hours, it was Panasonic, but it was a tube TV. It's the prettiest screen I've ever seen in my life. It's like, I wish they still made screens that nice because like I said, it was indeed high def, but it was glass, and it was a tube TV still, and tube TVs to this day still the best TV they make for doing everything. Because you could watch regular TV on his shit and it would look great. You could watch HD content, it would look even better. Like, so on the LCD screens, if it wasn't HD, it looked smeared. It looked terrible because basically it smeared a 480p image all across the pixels you have on your LCD TV.
Yeah.
So my TV could show out when it was doing HD content, But regular content, like this looked like absolute ass. and after a while, they got better at that. They got to where they it's called upscaling, and the image upscales to the TV. So like now, if you watch some old school, let's say you watch Cheers or something on there, it don't look too bad. But man, yeah, the early days of the crossover from analog to digital, literally from analog to HD, because that was indeed an antenna change. Yeah. Was wild out here, man.
Yeah, but
I remember the panic that set in with the older folk.
People that had a
and like
boxes.
every now and again, like someone would like out of the kindness of their heart donate a digital converter to the Goodwill, and like man, those went like hotcakes. People were all about that voucher and like,
oh yeah, that voucher I remember.
Yeah.
The TV I had before this one was basically only a monitor. So it's like I said, it was a full, you know what I'm saying, whatever screen. But it didn't have a built-in co-op tuner. So I have a box in the drawer of my electronics now, whereas the TV I got now actually has a built-in tuner, so it does fine. Although that TV, so as y'all recall, I bought that TV because my other one died. Mm-hmm. But then my son did something, I can't remember what happened. My money got shorter for something he did. I still can't remember because it just ain't that important to me. So I had to buy less TV than I wanted, and I'm still salty about that.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember something happened.
He locked the keys in the car.
Yes, and I had to get the dude to come through, and I had to call the locksmith. Man, let you know how little of importance it actually is to me. But I'm still super salty. I didn't get the TV I wanted because I wanted a 65 inch, and a 55 inch was what I have. And I was talking about that. I was like, I'm still salty. I don't got a 65 inch TV. And I really want one, and I might just start tucking me some money to the side for a 65-inch TV. And she's like, "That's fine, but it's not really. I know it's not necessary. I'm just saying I wanted it, and I had the money for it, and then I didn't have the money for it because fucking shit changed. And so that's a goal that I have set for myself for maybe toward the latter part of this year. I'm just start shoving me like a buck here, a buck here. And hopefully by year's end, one, hopefully they'll be on sale because it's almost time for the new ones to come out again.
Yeah.
And two, that I can just go ahead and give me that giant ass 10 inches more television.
The Bluetooth subwoofer on my soundbar in the living room, I think, has died. And so now I just have like the soundbar without the oomph and the little bit of protection.
My subwoofer's died too. I have to actually, I looked it up. It's still under warranty. I need to sit and call because of course it's one of those situations you gotta call.
Well, I bought this setup like 4.5 years ago when we moved into the apartment before I bought my house. So it's almost 5 years old, and I bought it on clearance when I bought it. So I'm willing to bet it's like there's no fixing it. And at this point, like I don't even really care. Like I'm still watching TV with just the sound bar. It just doesn't sound like it used to. It doesn't have like that projection, that oomph. But I don't watch TV all that much these days anyway since I cut the cord. So fuck it, I'll just ride it out until like I feel like changing it.
Well, like I said, I went and looked at it, I was like, let me see if this is under warranty. How old is this, blah, blah, blah. And I went through it, I was like, okay, this is actually, I guess, for Polk is who made the subwoofer, it has a pretty solid warranty. I think it's like 5 years. And I'm like, let's get down to warranty still. Fuck it, I might as well do it. I just got to call them, and that's involved. Because it said they had weekend hours, so I tried to call them Saturday while I was here at work, not doing any work. And it was like, we ain't open. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you say you open on your website right here. So I gotta call them here during the day, which is a little more difficult than you think when you at a job. But
you can't use your headphones?
I can, but it's like I always worry I'm loud.
I mean, I hear conversations around me all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, so that's the point. I don't want to be that dude.
You just go to the break room.
That's true. Well, actually,
that's what I've done.
I end up going to the side room where the shredder's at. And just kind of hang toward the window and just get any personal business handled in that room because it's right
room
there.
to talk.
Yeah. So, but we are in the midst of. I told you what movie was that? It was I hope you live in, or is that book I read? It was I hope you live in interesting times. And it said the guy got a fortune cookie and it said you will live in interesting times. And if nothing else, I feel like we live in interesting times right now. We are. On the verge of a pandemic, according to the World Health Organization. Not that it is a pandemic; it sits on the precipice if stuff don't get handled quicker than it's getting handled now. Though China and South Korea seem to have got shit right, and they're getting less reports of more cases of corona. We, on the other hand, we're on an upswing right now. and it's been 600 cases confirmed in the country. It's 350 million of us, something like that here. That's technically not a lot, but people freak out. It's like, I wish y'all was washing your hands this whole time. We wouldn't even have too bad of flu season if you just washed your goddamn hands as much as y'all washing them now. But, you know, whatever. I guess if we got to put the fear of death in them, motherfucker, to get to wash their hands. Sure, let's do that. But we got that. Of course, it's like, you know, political season.
I mean, I know people probably don't wash their hands enough, but like a perfect example is like the other day, I was at home with my son, and he fucking spit right in my eye. Like,
and your kids are sick all the time.
Well, not Anthony hasn't been sick that much, but Emery, like, since he started this new daycare, every other week or something. Like, they've been in a home facility, so you know a lot of shit didn't go down. But being with, like, you know, kids of every age are in the facility, it's been terrible. Yeah. And I don't even know how the fuck you get an ear infection from another kid. Like, I don't know what kind of dirty shit Emery doing at daycare for him to get an ear infection from another kid or something, but it's been absolutely terrible. And then, like, he had the poops last week, and yeah, it hasn't been good. So with that being a daycare, like, I don't know, like, if something do happen, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, with my kids, like, do you just send them to a hospital and like have them quarantined there? Or what do you do?
Yeah. And that's the thing. We are utterly unprepared for this shit. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's like you never you like you hope you think oh, they'll ET us, they'll just net our houses or whatever. Like, nah, we are utterly unprepared for this shit. And this is the problem where it's like people be like, I want a small government, blah blah. Like, you know, you do. One, you think you want a small government, so you need a big government. Right now, we need a big government, but also because we have a big-ish government, it can't move on a dime like it needs to.
Well, I was reading like a list yesterday. It was like items to have your Corona kit at home, and it was just like normal shit. It was like groceries. Ibuprofen.
The reason I don't have to rush
NyQuil.
The reason I don't have to rush for toilet paper is because I have toilet paper at home already.
Yeah, I bought a fresh 48 pack last week.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I keep that in the house. You know what I'm saying? I wash my. The reason wash my hands isn't a new thing to me is I've been washing my hands the way I washed them, at least, since I worked at the hospital in my short time away from this job. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to wash my hands there. I had it explained to me, like, this is how you want to wash your hands in this, because you're in this situation. So I got a good lesson on how to actually wash my hands, which is basically saying the ABCs, wash them, and then scrape across them to get anything up, any skin up and off of them, rinse them real good, and keep them motherfucking moving. The temperature of water does not matter. It's just for your comfort. You can wash them cold, you can wash them warm. It works either way. I like a nice warm wash. Cold water's a little tough for my knuckles. I'm getting up there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I've been doing what I'm so. That's like saying I just told you. I've been putting vanilla in my shit. I've been using butter. It's like you ain't telling me nothing new, and it's not I'm trying to be like, I told you so. It's just like this is what I've been on for a very long time, so it's nothing new to me. But I guess it is. It's interesting to watch it be new. Like I said, I've seen people who never. I know they ain't washed their hands. I never seen so many people wash their hands.
In one of my many work poops today, I'm pretty sure somebody came in, used the urinal, and then left without washing. But they did it while I was in mid wipe, so I didn't get a chance to see who it was. Yeah. Well, no, because like with the stall I was in, if I tilted a little to the left, I could see the face of the person who's at the urinal.
Shame your ass.
I would have been like, you gonna wash some hands or what? But because I was like wiping, like it kind of happened really quickly, and so it's like I'm unsure, but I'm kind of leaning towards they didn't do it.
Yeah, it's just like when we had those diversity trainers. It's like you should be doing this and talking to people like this and doing like this. Like I'm black. I've always had to do that.
I've done that. You've taught me nothing. Yeah. But I do like sitting here watching these people with shock on their face because they've never done that. That's always a delight.
Yeah.
And it's kind of getting like somewhat of a politics feel about it all, because you got the people who are panicking, and then I have to hear the people who are like, I can't believe those people are panicking. You know what the chances are of this and this. I'm just like, it was my buddy was doing it so much the other day, because I told him about like how they put the hand sanitizers outside the bathrooms and all this shit. And he just started going on a tirade. And I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm like, what does it matter? It makes them feel better. It's such a minuscule thing. And then he's just like tearing down other people's phobias and shit. And I'm just like, who cares? He goes, well, you're the one talking. I'm like, hear me when I say this. I don't give a fuck about how they feel about it, and I don't give a fuck about how you feel about it. Rant and rave all you want. I don't care either way. Get coronavirus. Don't get coronavirus. I personally do not give a fuck.
Yeah, it's one of those things like you have to be even-handed with. It's like, hear somebody out, but just like keep your own wits about
my whole point was it hurts nobody. It's such a minor thing. If it makes a few people just feel better and calms them down a little bit, who gives a shit if now the hand sanitizers are outside the bathroom, whereas before they were sitting in the break room?
Yeah, like it's funny. Like I never ever really thought like shit could like ever touch home and like get sick with somebody until like I knew somebody who got the swine flu. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, man, that kind of shit only be on TV. But when my nephew got that shit, I'm like, heck, he's had the most rare diseases ever that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. He had like this one thing where like a pocket of infection got in the middle of his forehead, and it was kind of like it was like a sinus infection that ballooned, and it was like literally like 1 in 1,000 people get this disease. I
had a sinus infection in my 10th grade where it caused my eye to swell shut, and it was putting all this pressure on my head. If I hadn't gone to the hospital, I probably would have died. It was a rare thing. Me and one other person that in Ohio they knew had it. It was a girl down in Columbus. She died. I lived.
Jesus Christ.
You should write a book. You could be the last.
Yeah, it was like I had like headaches really bad, like migraines, and I was pounding Excedrin, and I was in my grandmother's house because I in high school I had to move to my dad's, but I would go to my grandmother's like every other weekend. So I was at my grandmother's, and I started having these headaches, and like I was down in bed. I couldn't sleep. I was crying. Like I just couldn't get through it. Finally, around 2 a.m. that one night, I relented and let her take me to the hospital, and they drugged me, and like they sent me home. And then the next day, my eye swelled up, and I couldn't see out of my right eye, and so I had to go back to the hospital. And I was in the hospital for like a week.
Wow.
And so when I got out, I remember going back to school because like it was like this all kind of happened near the end of winter break. Mm-hmm. And when I came back, I was supposed to start a new class, like a new computer class in the new semester. And so I missed the first week. And I remember showing up, and I got to class, and my teacher's like, "Oh, how nice of you to finally show up. You've been playing hooky this whole time?" And I was just had to be like, I almost died last week. And she's like, "What?" I was like, "I was in the hospital all last week, so I almost died." She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
You get an A automatically.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is happening?
I know, it's like,
here?
you don't even know me.
Yeah.
You could have asked me, like, where I've been, like, but you just, like, accusatory right off the rip.
Yeah, it's like when people ask you, like, how you doing, and they're like, and you really tell them, like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, yeah, it was like that this morning. I was sitting at my desk, being quiet, minding my own business, and lady sits next to me, not front or back, to the left, finally sits down, and she goes, "Oh, how are things going over there today?" And I'm just like, "Nah, not so good." And she's like, "Prize," and I'm like, "Grandmother has cancer." And then, obviously, by telling her, then the people around me here, and then later on, I get the old turnaround. "Oh, sorry to hear about your grandmother. I was eavesdropping earlier, so blah blah blah." I'm like I explained this to these guys. My grandmother's 92. She, as of yesterday, was diagnosed with a cancerous tumor in her stomach area that they can't operate on due to its location and her age. And in finding all this, they've discovered she also probably has colon cancer because that area is inflamed, which they said usually means that there's a cancer in the area. So at this point, basically just have to enjoy whatever time we have left with Grandma, because it is what it is, and that's life.
Yeah, like I know no matter what age, even if she is 92, like that shit's still like a hard pill to swallow.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I can't even imagine what she's going through, because I mean, like, to be 92 and just live that long, that's one thing. But like, I have to assume that at 92, you're way more closer to the end than the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And then to be living and be told this, to know that like this is more than likely what's going to end up taking you out, that's got to be disheartening.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't spoken to my grandmother yet, like, because I just found out about this last night.
Who told you? I remember
My stepmom. I had dinner at my sister's on Sunday. Like, my sister and her husband bought a house.
Oh, cool. Good.
So they had us over for dinner, like me, my sister, my brother, and my dad, and my stepmom. And when I was over there, I asked like if anyone had heard anything about Grandma, because like we heard about this a couple weeks ago that it would be a possibility, but they were waiting on test results. So no one had heard anything as of Sunday night. But then last night, like I missed my stepmom tried calling me, but my phone was in my pocket because I had just gotten to Sam's Club and was walking around, and I don't keep the ringer on. So I had taken the phone out of my pocket to do the like the auto checkout thing, where I'll just like scan the items on my phone. And I saw like she tried calling me, and then she had texted me basically what she was trying to call me about.
Yeah.
So that's when I saw it all.
It stinks. I already told you, man. Like, of course, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for your folk. I know, blah blah blah. But all of it it's trash, man. I'm tired of this shit, bro. Fuck cancer right in his ass. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Like I said, interesting times. We live in these times, and it's just like political machinations, viruses all over the place, stock market acting like a fool, and of course, this just makes people like. I love my boss. I've told you this before. I truly do. But she was like, I know it's the end times. I'm like, I'm at work, bro. We can't do this at the gig. But two, I'm just not worried about this being the end time.
I'm honestly not even worried. I'm not even focused on the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe because I don't have kids, so, like, I don't have to worry about, like, their future because they don't exist.
No.
But, like, for me, I focus on what I can focus on. Like, I come to work every day. I'm looking forward to us maybe going to Canada in the future if that still happens.
Oh, yeah. God damn. I didn't even think about that. He'd be like, nope, you can't cross the border.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought about that when you were talking about going to Michigan this weekend. Because, like, they were talking about maybe shutting down travel in Ohio. So, like...
That'd be insane, right?
Yeah, well, they apparently canceled, or they postponed Coachella.
Yeah.
Like, so it's happening in October now. People are pissed off about that. And then, like, I was supposed to buy a ticket to go to a concert in May. And, like, I'm thinking, shit, they're probably going to postpone this shit, too.
That'd be crazy, like, if they're shut down, traveling from state to state, period.
Yeah.
And that's how this shit begins to just
Well, the
get
whole
fucked
thing
up.
was, like, yesterday at the press conference, the governor was talking about they were going to look into whether or not they were going to have to issue out a statewide quarantine or not, which would include, like, us not leaving Ohio. Like, it would become a thing where, like, people might end up suing because it's, like, at that point, like, we're being held prisoner. Like, we wouldn't be able to leave.
Yeah. Well, so currently in Italy, 60 million people in Italy. Enough cases where they are like, this is a concern. And it was popping. They shut down Italy.
And then I saw this morning that yesterday the Philippines issued a state of emergency.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not that it...
As long as I can go to Brazil and go see some big booty models, am I still allowed to do that?
Right.
And it's like, again, it's a 3%.
We'll get a boat.
It's a 3% fatality rate.
Yeah.
It's just like slightly worse than flu.
It's like 3% worse than flu.
The people, no, the flu has like a 2% rate.
It's less than 1.
So
I will only know that because I read so many coronavirus articles in the last couple days.
It's like it's people who are old.
Yeah.
It's people who are ill. So as in my case, I'm saying Vanessa has rheumatoid arthritis. Vanessa has an autoimmune disorder. It's a worry.
Yeah, my buddy in the group chat has been real not interested in like a curious way, but interested in that he suffers from asthma.
Yeah.
So
lungs. That's the thing that they talk about.
Lungs, like if you have lung stuff, that you're way more susceptible, and it could potentially be more fatal for you than a healthy person.
My mother and my brother both have asthma, and so it's not that I'm.
Shit, you have asthma, right?
Yeah. It's I'm not, but I don't sit here like worried about it. But I do sit here like, all right, well, let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's wash our hands. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep things clean. That's all I want to do. I just want to stay on point and do what I got to do. I can't do nothing about this stock market because guess what? It ain't my fault. Saudi Arabia pumped up gas production. It's so wild that I don't even know what to do with that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I know that, like, I personally don't have the power to end coronavirus. All I can do is wash my hands and try not cough on people. I can't fix the stock market. All I can do is show up every day and go to work.
Yeah.
I can't cure cancer. So it's like, I just understand that in life there are things that are outside my scope.
Control,
and
yeah.
So rather than like wake up every day and just focus on what the bad stuff's going on, I just continue to think about the good shit I got going on. Like, I'm super excited to continue doing our shows. We have these trips that maybe could potentially look forward to, and if not, we'll figure it out. Making progress on life. Shit, I went out the other night with some friends, had dinner, caught up with my buddy because I don't get to see him much anymore because he's married now, has a child, and he recently had a job change. So we sat down and talked. He's the person that I moved in with. Like, when I first moved at my mom's house, he's my first roommate.
Yeah.
So like we tried a bunch of whiskeys together. We actually have made a date. We've made a mandate for a couple weeks from now to go out together and try some more stuff. So I've got him excited for whiskey. I got him to download the Distiller app and chart stuff with me.
Can he be a guest?
Yeah.
Would he be good to sit at the fireplace and drink with you?
I'd have to talk to him about it, and his schedule is fucking hectic as all shit right now.
Well, I've just been trying.
He's stressed out to the point where he quit smoking 10 years ago, and he started up again.
Oh, wow.
And now, because he's doing it, his wife, who quit a couple years ago before they had their baby, is now also doing it. So now they're both smokers again. I showed up. It was like we were all supposed to go to a Korean restaurant for dinner Saturday night. That was the restaurant we were supposed to go to a couple weeks back when I got sick and had to miss the event that I had with them. So him and his wife got there early, and they went to a bar next door. And before I even left my house, because I live like a couple minutes away, they texted like, "Oh, the restaurant shut down till the 10th because it says they're on a family vacation." And like usually like that restaurant, because they're Korean, means family vacation means they went to Korea.
Yeah.
Which, so I didn't think about that particular detail right away. But like, so we went, met up, had some drinks, then we went to a burrito place in Ohio City. Well, it's a taco place called Bakersfield. I'm in the middle of typing out a Yelp review about it because I was like disappointed, and like I've gotten halfway and I keep not finishing it. Every time I clear all my apps, I see the Yelp page is open in the background with all what I've typed out so far.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone back to finish it yet.
It was funny. Me and T was talking earlier in our private chat, and we were talking about, what was the name of that stuff again?
The butter.
It was a flavor.
Yeah.
And like he was like, look at the 1-star reviews, and then like one was like, my bottle arrived broken, 1 star, and I was like, I want Lunch to, like, every week we'll do a show and he'll just read 1-star reviews.
Well, the thing about it was, so the place has like a 4-something star review on Yelp.
I never trust that shit though, because people be like, I was listening to a podcast, I call it Try It You Like It podcast, and one of the guests they had reached is a restaurant owner, and they were talking about just taco trucks in general in LA, and how what it is some shit it'll be highly reviewed because motherfuckers just like, I like to be in iconic class, I like to be different and say I ate these tacos off this truck, whereas the restaurant owner was like, those tacos is gross, they're poorly made, they dry as a bone, they this, that, and third. He could point out the features of why they're gross.
That was the thing about this.
Yeah.
So it's like we get there, put our names on the waiting list because they didn't have a seat open at the time. So we went over to the bar to get drinks, and they had a good whiskey selection.
Yeah.
They had stuff that I like. They had Stag Junior, which I wanted a bottle of, and I wanted to try.
Yeah.
So I got to try that. I tried Whistle Pig Piggyback, Whistle Pig's regular. Then when we eventually got sat down, I tried a couple other things. But so we're at the bar and like we're drinking and we're talking, and like it seemed like we were there for a long ass fucking time. And when my buddy checked in, he had to give him his name and his phone number so that like they could text us.
Yeah.
So after a while, he goes over to the hostess station and he's like, "Hey, what's going on with our table?" And she goes, "Oh, well, I tried texting you 3 times and you didn't reply, so I canceled your reservation." And he's like, looks at his phone, he's like, "I have the text from you that I checked in, but like there's no text here saying you tried texting me at all." So we ended up getting seated within like 30 seconds. They ordered like guac and like a short rib queso dip as like appetizers. And like me and him ordered a couple whiskeys, and so like we tried those, and we're talking. The appetizers were good. We ordered our tacos, and then you would think like 4 different people at a table that like we each order our own food. They would bring us our food like on our own plate and place it in front of us.
That is how that works.
You would think. At this place, no. They do something so fucking stupid. So, like, we're sitting there, and the waitress comes over, and she puts these 2 metal platforms down in front of us that look like stands at a pizza restaurant. And I go, what the fuck? So then she leaves, and then when they come back, they literally take those 2 things, and they put round pizza trays on top of them that has tacos on it. But instead of each of us getting our own plate, we now have to figure out which fucking taco on the tray belongs to me and which one belongs to the buddy across from me.
Yeah. They serve you family style.
Yeah, and it's stupid.
Yes.
Like, especially if you've never been there and you don't know what their food looks like.
It's stupid for a taco restaurant. It might work for an Italian restaurant where like, oh, hey, let's all share some pasta. But if everybody ordered a specific type
Yeah,
of
we all ordered
taco,
our own, like, it was like going to, like, the Zacalo place on the fork where they each had, like, the fish taco, the chicken taco, like.
Yeah.
But it's like these ones, like, this one had a sauce and this one had pineapple. It's like they each had their own little variation. It wasn't just like we have 1 chicken taco. They had 3 chicken tacos. So, like, I was, like, telling the first waitress who brought our food how stupid I thought it was, very openly. Because at that point, I've been drinking. I thought...
Ain't no stopping you now, baby.
Yeah, you know me. There was no more filter. I didn't care. I was mad that they canceled our reservation. I was mad at this point that I had found out that the bartender overcharged us because he told us it was $30 for a drink of Stag Junior. But he only had... So it was supposed to be 2 ounces for $30. He had a half of an ounce. So he said he'd give it to us for 10, which at that point the math still doesn't check out. Yeah. But then when we got seated, the menu lists 2 ounces of Stag Junior for 20. So we got ripped off by the bartender. Yeah. Hostess canceled our reno. The whole setup was stupid. Then the tacos themselves are on corn tortillas. They didn't cook the fucking corn tortillas. So we're eating tacos.
Raw ass
tacos. When you eat it, the corn tortilla mushes in with the food, and it's just grainy and gross as shit.
Yeah, it's settled law in this particular podcast courtroom. Shouts out to Judge John Hodgman. That you got to cook your goddamn taco shells. Okay, it's what we do in this business.
And it was like, I was like, these are not good, and everyone at the table agreed. And then one of my friends went to the bathroom, and when she came back, she said she was in the bathroom, and one of the ladies was in there talking to somebody else, and she overheard, and they were talking about, like, is it just me, or are the corn tortillas not good? Like, I just wasn't sure if I was... She goes, no, our tables are fucked up too.
Okay, and I'm telling you, so it is, like I said, it's got this 4-star review because it's people who think they're being exciting and they're going out and like,
that was the thing. Shit. When I walked in there and I saw the crowd, it was all like mid-20s, like no betters.
Yeah.
Like they're just happy to be out in the public, drinking, hanging out with people, socializing. The food could be absolute dog shit, and they don't care because like, hey, I'm out. It's the hip thing to do. We're at this brand new taco spot, living it up. Like, whereas I'm there because I don't get to go out much. I don't see my friends that much because we all have our own lives now, and I actually wanted to enjoy my food, and it sucked.
Yeah,
the whole experience.
Tortillas at all.
I mean, like, they're okay, but like, I wouldn't even say these were nowhere near okay because they weren't cooked. Yeah.
And then usually, like, it's like, you know, you
and
do two.
It's a shame though because the innards, like from what I could get out of it between the gritty mush, was good. The actual meat, like
gritty mush.
Yeah, like the steak, because I had a steak one, I had a spicy chicken one, I ordered 4 in total, and then I had like another chicken one, but it was like chicken and pineapple and something or other.
How much they charging per taco?
4.
It's not great, but it's not terrible either. It was a critic. It wasn't a restaurant owner. Restaurant owner was this recent episode. It was a critic from LA Weekly or whatever, LA Reader or whatever, who was talking about that. And all he does review LA food to get that particular point corrected. And a point he made is the problem in LA is they charge basically $1 a taco. Because they charge $1 a taco also helps fuck up the experience because he says they need to be charging more because that way they could be buying probably better quality ingredients and so forth and so on. So $4 probably is that's what we pay over there, right? On what do we pay over there? It's
like Taco Tuesday is 2.
It's okay, yeah. It's because it's half off. So yeah, we pay on Taco Tuesdays when we go over there. It's like so 2 a piece. So 4 is that's perfectly within reason for this area. So it's like I like that they're doing good in that regard. But yeah, right there.
I guess for me, it's like I'm at the point in my life where like I work too hard to be pissing my money away on shit.
Yes, and I'm surprised you didn't I'm surprised you didn't talk to just see the manager at that point. I mean, it's just like we grown. It's okay. It's not like I'm about to be an ass. I'm about to explain to you this is bad because. I
think like if it was just me or if I was on a date, I might have done that.
On a date, you'd see the manager. I feel like with your friends, it's easier to see your manager because then you got.
I think I'd have to get a read on the date.
Yeah.
To know if she would be cool with that or not.
Yeah.
With me and my friends though, it was like they had to get back to go pick up their kid and. Like, we were all kind of winding down anyway. And at that point, it was already over. Yeah. So, I think we just let it go and chalked it up to, like, don't eat here again.
I know, but then that's sad because it's like that might be a place that just is like, you know, one hit away. You know what I'm saying? From being a great place to go eat at. You know, you're saying they got a good whiskey selection, although it's a shitty bartender, but decent prepared food, but just bad tortillas. It's like easily correctable things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like if I write the Yelp review, and then maybe a year from now, if they're still open, give them a shot. And if it's the same, at that point, you're done.
Well, I say you should write the review because oftentimes people, like managers or owners, will respond and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I was going very into detail too. Like I was writing about how the bartender overcharged, and I was writing about that was kind of where I left off. Like, actually, no, I left off at talking about how stupid I thought the serving style was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, like, I got sucked into work and I didn't finish it.
My move for stuff like that is to type it all the way out, like in a notes app first, and then just copy and paste it over. Mm-hmm. That way, just in case, because you know.
Doesn't Yelp auto save?
I don't know. Yes. I don't use Yelp.
Most of the time,
so. But I just never want to put no trust in that situation because, like, apps are they goofy sometimes. Be like, oh, that's gone. I'm like, and then you're less likely to go back and write that review.
Yelp Elite 2014.
But. As we were saying, it's like who wants to worry about this life when you can just live it? Mm-hmm. Right now, I want to live it, and I think I'm doing okay. I'm going to Michigan this weekend because my girlfriend wants to see her favorite comic is going to be playing the town I was born in, which is Grand Rapids, Michigan, and so
what's your favorite comic?
Fortune Feimster.
Okay, I never heard of that person. I have to look it up on YouTube.
And I was like. That's actually a good opportunity for me to take the kids up to where I was born, for me to see it, because I hadn't been up there since my father died. And I was like, you know what? I will make it a point to go see my father's grave. I'm not a grave visiting guy. I'm not that kind of dude. I'm not a person who like sits and just.
We used to see my great grandmother's grave, but I haven't been there since like high school.
Well, see, and I don't want to do it, but he's buried at the national cemetery in like near Battle Creek, Michigan. So I was like, I'm gonna go do that. And go take my kids to see where I was born at, and go take them to see Lake Michigan because you know what I'm saying they can knock another Great Lake off their list of Great Lakes, and I think that's gonna be pretty cool. And just a little bit, like just a quick turnaround, go over there, go drive out Saturday morning, hang out, go see the show that night.
Isn't all that kind of up north?
North and west, so but not way up north. That's
Isn't it I know it's a whiskey that AK always talk about, like
that cherry brandy.
Yeah,
man. But that is up north because she's up about what's called the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And I do want to go up there one day because I want to see Lake Superior. So I got 2 more Great Lakes to knock off my list, which is Huron and Superior. And like I say, I can say I hit all 5 of them hoes. So that's another little life's goal and little ambition of mine, which I've been trying to, like I said, I've just been living. That's another thing I've been trying to go through. Not bucket list, because I'm not worried about it, you know what I'm saying? Just, I wanted to go see Toronto for so long, and when I finally did it, and it paid off in spades, and Toronto was wonderful, and now it's a regular trip, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I love everything about that, and I like that's something. So I'm hoping that works for a lot of other things, you know what I'm saying? I want to go hit off the Great Lakes, and I hope that's dope.
This whole thing just made me realize that, like, if I ever get into a relationship with somebody, I have to make sure that, like, y'all don't hate each other, because that would make the Toronto trip just absolutely impossible.
No, it wouldn't, because I feel like still, no matter what, like the basis of it is we're your friends. Even if we doing like I'm doing something with Anthony this weekend.
I know, but like I don't want to like bring someone. I wouldn't want to bring someone and just have it be contentious the whole time.
I mean, we're cordial people.
If anything, at that point, they can stay home.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I do feel
Y'all
like...
were here first.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like no matter what, I would hold my tongue about certain things if that person was cool with you, no matter if I liked them or not. Like,
It just gotta not be racist. I got real low standards at this point.
did you listen
Can't
to?
make any guarantees on that.
Did you listen to Rasani on Why Won't You Date Me Yet? Did you hear what she said? Her therapist said about racism in relationships.
Bring it to me. I did, but whatever. Just
She was saying, I know we gotta get ready to go.
I
but-
was just checking. I didn't even know what time it was.
And I can feel it in my heart. It's time to get ready.
Yeah, it's like you start to know when you've been away for a while.
Yeah. Like she was saying, like, you know, especially like in this particular case, she's a black lady with a white guy.
Yeah.
She was like saying how she felt like she needed to be on eggshells and stuff like that. And she said her therapist, who was a white lesbian,
a woke white woman, though. Yeah.
and she was saying like that's not your responsibility. Like if you're with a person and they know like you're taking them into these certain spaces and stuff, it's his responsibility to protect you. You shouldn't feel like that. So,
Which reflects right back to our conversation where y'all said Vanessa has a little bit of what we call it, of being up her butt. She has to being up her butt responsibility to me in situations where I'm uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? We basically said that I chuckled when not you remind me. It's like, yeah, we actually said the same goddamn thing. We was ahead of the curve on that shit as always, because that's just how this whole situation runs.
The thing about the interracial relationship stuff too that I find fascinating is the amount of hate that people get for them. Because I follow a couple of black women on Twitter that are in relationships with white guys, and it's like the hell that they catch from everybody, like not just white people, but black people too.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's like they can call like traitors and shit.
it's always like no matter what, even like if you're dating a young person, somebody younger than you, it's that group of people like, why can't you find somebody your own age? Like, you don't know what somebody went through to get to where they are, where they found. When you find somebody you like, just like I said, like I don't feel as though it's my place to be like, you know what, Lunch? I don't like that bitch. That's not my. That's like, not to call your future girl a bitch, but like, just leave it alone. Like parents, uncles, aunts, friends, strangers. If that person is treating that person right, just back off.
Well, like everybody always thinks that they know best, but they never know what's best for you. Only you can know what's best for you.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a situation where in high school where one girl liked me, and this one other girl was like, if you break up with her, I definitely will go out with you. And when I broke up with that girl, did that girl go out with me? She definitely didn't. Like, and I had like, I put myself in a position where I was like, this person actually likes me, and then I'm like hoping that this woman I wanted to be with would actually want to be with me. No, she just wanted to.
She wanted the power.
Just want to fuck your shit up.
Yeah. And people do that all the time. Like, well, they have no intentions of being with you or having any good intentions for you, but they think they can, pass judgment. Like, you gonna hook me up with your sister once I break up with this person because he's a different race or a different age or anything. You're not gonna do anything good for me. This person at least is making me happy in this moment, so you just need to shut up.
Yeah.
It's always strange to me. It's like people have. I mean, and I know you can think of it two ways. Like, oh, you're putting this on social media, so you're leaving yourself open to it. No, not really. Like most of the time, when you post stuff on social media, it's for you, or sometimes maybe it is for like family members who can't be around.
Yeah.
It's not for the people who are like, you know what? I'm gonna hate watch this page because I don't like noogies and boogies. I'm guilty of it too. I hate watch good girls every week.
Vanessa says she just hate watch Love Is Blind. I'm like, I don't. The notion of hate watching anything does not work on me. If I hate it, it ain't getting
It
none of
really
my
does
time.
amaze me at this point how much on social media people go on there and then like just go, they make it their daily thing, just go tell other people what they don't like about whatever they do like or what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't, like, I'm so glad that I got out of putting time and energy into that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because now, like, if I click on a tweet and I start reading a couple of the comments and I feel like going down that path, I just back right back out.
Yeah. like I haven't. It's like it's a couple friends I have. That's like I don't even know if I can really say they're friends anymore because I had to mute them. Like just saying like hateful stuff and like I can tell like the whole thing with like Dwayne Wade's son, the certain stuff people were saying. It's like I'm just gonna mute you. Like I'm not interested in hurting people's feelings to unfollow them and stuff because people actually have apps to show when you unfollow them and stuff like that. And I mean, got that kind of fragile ego, and I'm not really into like, conflict for no reason. But like, man, some of the stuff is just mind your business. Like what somebody else is doing with their kids, like, I don't like. For example, this is one total thing. It's not a big deal to other people, but like, I don't let my kids drink certain shit. Like when we go to a party and like, can they have one of these juice boxes? I'm like, no, they can't. They can't have this. They can't have this 100% sugar juice. No. I don't think my kids have ever had 100% apple juice before in their life. Like I always mix it with water.
You gotta cut it raw.
I cut it every time. And like when they go somewhere and they have some, just like, what is this apple juice? So I don't know. It's just like. A lot of this shit is just mind your business.
It's 100% Colombian, uncut raw.
This comes from Chile, Colombia, Asia, a whole bunch of different apples. Yeah, it's just becoming easier and easier just to be like, be fine with not posting and not looking at stuff.
I'm much more of a reader than I am a poster. Unless I see something, I'll think, ooh, that's cool. I sent something to Gabe earlier. That it was I don't know. It's just something I felt had his interest. But that's about it. I send stuff. I post things of interest. I hadn't been on Facebook. I go on Facebook to post a show every week. So when I'm on there every week to post a show, then I go and I check. I see the number and I see that none of these things are actually directed toward me. They're actually things that are other things.
Yeah, fucking Facebook. I go on there and it's like I had like 5 notifications yesterday.
How many was actually to you?
None of them. It was this event's happening in this area.
Yep.
Here's a job opening somewhere that you may be interested in. And then this person that you're friends with commented on this other person you're friends with post.
And it's trying to get you to come back. Yeah.
I was like, God damn. I did send out the invite for WrestleMania yesterday.
Sorry. Well, just give me the date. Now,
April 5th.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
April 5th. It's a Sunday.
For some reason,
It's the week before Easter.
It rings in my head for a reason.
It's April 12th this year?
Yeah, because our office has too many people already took Good Friday off, the 10th. Where it's a capacity day. Yeah,
I have so many days off this month, and it's probably all my fault that other people can't take time off.
I feel good about it.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie to you in the least.
Yeah, tomorrow's Anthony's birthday, and then like I got a doctor's appointment on the 16th, and then we're going to Kalahari on the 23rd and the 24th.
5, right?
Huh?
5 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Holy shit.
And all he keep on talking about is, and I gotta find it because I bought it for him.
Wasn't he born when we went to PAX?
Yeah, I feel like we was in town.
We were in the car.
Really?
I'm pretty sure we were in the car driving. Like we were near the east side, heading towards like the split to get on like it's like 271 or something.
That might have been the day.
It was right when I started fighting with Vanessa's friend. It was like the first fight.
He was more like at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, but we had just talked to you. It was like she went into labor.
Well, I remember that morning. I didn't come to work
because you had just had him, but then you texted us like safe travels and shit like that.
Oh, well, maybe. This shit was a long time ago.
5 years ago in the BZ.
Well, yeah, because I went to PAX with you when I was still in your apartment, and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
To the homeboy Spud.
Yeah, I gotta find his Starscream toy.
21.
He wanted. Okay, so it's these Generation 1 looking Transformers.
Yeah.
That just the arms move and the head move. And I got him a Megatron and an Optimus Prime like a few years ago.
I feel like I saw that.
I like they like Decepticons. They usually have cooler designs.
You know what? I take full, like, cause I'm definitely a villain guy.
The villains are always more interesting.
Yeah, Starscream is the most interesting Transformer there is, because like he's always talking shit about Megatron, but yet like
he bitch up every time. Also, he got popped off that bullshit.
He's like Chris Tucker and Friday and Megatron and Devo. I be quiet. But then we leave. I start talking
Shit
again.
again.
I think Megatron, I feel like is so misunderstood. Optimus Prime is wrong. Like they came to Earth to replenish their shit. Like this is a weaker planet. We need like the oil
Survival
and shit.
of the fittest.
Yeah, we need the oil and shit from here. Why is you fucking caping for these humans down here when we need to we need to get to our home planet? Like this planet is just for us to.
Sometimes people can be too good.
And that was Optimus Prime, and like they fight over that shit.
He too got popped.
Yeah. And Megatron survived.
Telling me.
And went to something else, to a greater being. But yeah, like he loves Starscream. And like this morning he was like, "What you want for your birthday? Do you want that Starscream with the crown on it?" I'm like, "That would be nice, but nah, that's not what I want."
Dope, it's so good.
Yeah.
The cake behind it.
Yeah, he it's pretty good to like. He don't like all the shit I like or like 25% of it, but it's kind of fun to have somebody around and be like, "Oh yeah, you like this?" I'm like, "I do like that," and it's 100% like I 100% did it. Like your mother had nothing to do with that shit.
It's all me. All me alone.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I used part of your Christmas gift last night.
Mine?
Yeah, the one you gave me.
Oh, well, it was a 3-pack. I got you 3 things.
It was funny too because like I came into work on Saturday and I saw the bag in my chair and I like picked it up, and when I picked it up I went, I bet there's cast iron. But I didn't even actually open it until Sunday night. So that's why I didn't text you or anything, because like I hadn't been home or nothing. Yeah. So I didn't unwrap them until like I was taking trash out Sunday night, and it was late. So like that's why I just pinged you when I came back to work on Monday.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. I knew. I mean, I'm sure you got some secret admirers around there, but I'm sure you'd he just gave the people's eyebrow.
We're not on video, people.
Yeah. Like I'm sure. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. That was it.
We're gonna wrap it up, B, because we kind of have to.
I don't want to go back.
Neither do I, but hey, the rules are simple. Go follow us on YouTube. Go review us on Stitcher and on Apple Podcasts. If you got some shekels you're trying to share with the champs.
We bought.
We on Patreon. We out here.
We bought some new merch. Oh, and I mean, like, I ordered some of our merch. There is no merch. Go buy merch.
There are several new designs up, including one that just went up last night. The stamp version went up last night. Meaning there are multiple versions of our various logos available for you to purchase on various products.
A heavy critic of things, I have to say I actually like them.
Well,
you got them already?
The one you literally have a hand in, so it's like
I'm talking about the logos.
Okay.
Like the merch I ordered, I got the notification email last night that it shipped. So I'll have it in 10 days.
Yeah. It's like, if you don't like the one that you came up with, what am I supposed to do at that point?
Yeah, but there was all those other ones that I didn't come up with. That you just texted me like, here, look what I did.
So, we out here, and that's on TeePublic, Stage Crunchy Milk, all one word. People been saying, if I put in Stage Crunchy Milk, it doesn't come up. But if you put Stage Crunchy Milk...
What if we just put the link in the show notes?
It is. It says merch. You click merch and you'll go right there. But I've had people hit me up and say, how do I get there? I put Stage Crunchy Milk in the search bar, and nothing happens on TeePublic. Do it all as one single word.
I actually found it from Google. I just typed in the name of our podcast without spaces, and it was like the third link.
There you go.
Because I guess like if you're streaming it through like Spotify or whatever, it could be a little awkward to try and
get to
links.
links. In fact, I don't think it even gives you links in the Spotify version of the show.
Yeah, and I listen to it on Stitcher still.
Yeah. So it's out there. We got a lot going. Got a lot of great things going. Like I said, if you want to help donate to the cause on Patreon, we have some cool shit at various levels, and I think we do well. I know we do well. No thoughts to it. We dope. And I think you know we dope. But you know what I'm saying? You probably like, I need to save my shekels. Well, I mean, yeah. In most situations, you good. I give you a free show every week. But for those who got a little something to spend, whose stock has not been so decimated by the week's events.
I was playing something like that in my head too. I was trying to come up with something like
maybe
you always get a return on this investment.
Yeah, maybe consider putting in on this. That is Lunchbox 2099, and it's Tatum 216, who is about to celebrate the anniversary of fatherhood for the 5th go round.
Yes.
6th go round mathematically? Yeah, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. You know what I'm saying? I am the Entertainer 713. You've just been podcasting. I know you loved it. Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.